Nananatiling malaki ang tiwala ni Pangulong Duterte sa pambansang pulisya sa kabila ng pagkakapaslang kay Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa sa loob ng piitan. At ayon sa Pangulo, aakuin niya ang responsibilidad dahil siya ang nag-utos sa mga pulis na gawin ang lahat ng paraan para mahinto ang kalakalat ng iligal na droga at korupsyon sa bansa.
Senator Richard Gordon, chairman of the Senate Committee on Justice and Human Rights, believes the killing of Espinosa and Yap are both cases of extrajudicial killings. We now have on the phone Senator Gordon. Good evening, Senator. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, Pia.
Well, sir, what do you make of President Duterte's pronouncements?
Well, I expected that because he's a former mayor like me, and normally we would back up policemen when they do their job, and he is assuming that they did their job. But I'm sure when the investigation that's already underway, led by Senator Lacson and my committee, I think that it is very, very clear to the public after that 3 or 4 hour hearing yesterday shows that this was like a guided missile designed to attack somebody who's already in jail. A lot of negligence, attack at the crack of the dawn, at the darkest point of the night, by 19 people who came in, 6 more, and then they used a bolt cutter to get in. They took away the guards, and then they made some of the police kneel down and face the wall, and then they went in, violating all kinds of security protocols, and before you know it, 2 people were dead. And in the first place, you don't issue a search warrant on a jail. I mean, that's already a government building under supervision, and they had that warrant for 6 days. My goodness, I mean, they could have called up the warden, and or they could have a spot inspection on the warden, and they could have gone during the daytime. They would have caught them anyway.
And Senator, you're saying you believe that the president will change his mind if all the details, all the facts come out after this investigation?
I hope so. I think of him as a fair mind, and I heard him say that if the police violate, their duty, they will be put to the dock.
Mm-hmm. So where do we go from here?
Well, the investigation proceeds. I understand that there are still other witnesses that are going to be presented by Senator Lacson, and Senator Lacson will also be leading on to the mayor of Mindanao that was, killed with 8 of his men in a checkpoint. So these are things that has to be investigated to make sure that the police or our military don't go beyond the pale. That they're doing their duty to protect the public, but not to violate the law.
What kind of legislation, sir, could come out of this so that we can be sure that the police does their duty?
Well, there are any number. Quick investigations, for example. Does it take 1 week to investigate this case? All the policemen have been caught. They're already there. Their firearms have been there. The SOCO has conducted the investigation. There are witnesses who say that it was forced into. So right away, I mean, all the laws are there. In my extrajudicial investigation, we're proposing laws that will require the IIS or the generals who can remove and suspend policemen, such as the Police Director General and the regional directors. They have the power right now to dismiss and suspend summarily, but they're not doing it. So in our proposal, they will have to do that, and all these killings have to be reported to Congress on a monthly basis.
In the news tonight, President Rodrigo Duterte says he believes in the version of the police in the shooting to death of detained Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr. This even as senators cited inconsistencies in the testimonies of policemen involved in the serving of a search warrant on Espinosa, who had been linked to illegal drugs trade. The senators say these loopholes in testimonies reinforces the theory that Espinosa's death was an extrajudicial killing. Macalma tells us more.
Despite the public casting doubts on the ranks of the Philippine National Police after the killing of Albuera Mayor Rolando Espinosa in his cell last Saturday, President Rodrigo Duterte renewed his trust in the law enforcement agency. The chief executive challenged the senators to file a case in court if they prove that there was a foul play in the death of Espinosa, as he reiterated the promise he once made that he would take it upon himself to answer for the cops performing their duties. In keeping with his directive to intensify the campaign against illegal drugs and corruption in the country.
It's actually mine. Huwag kayong tumutok sa pulis. Just wait for their explanation. Just wait for their version. In the meantime, if you run out of people to blame, look at me, because I was the one who ordered the war against drugs. I did not pronounce any police punitive action because that is why the armed forces are into it also. Same, they will have my protection, and I assume full legal and any responsibility.
On the other hand, PNP Chief Ronald De La Rosa assured that someone must take responsibility for the raiding team who broke into the Baybay sub-provincial jail where Mayor Espinosa and Raul Yap perished. The police chief pointed out that the ongoing investigation will eventually bear all these, and he ordered the relief of all personnel involved.
Premeditated in a case of extrajudicial killing. This is the prevailing belief of senators on the shooting death of detained Albuera Leyte Mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr. last Saturday, November 5th, inside the Baybay City Sub-Provincial Jail. More on this from Marita Muaje.
Committee on Justice and Human Rights Chairman Senator Richard Gordon believes that the killing of Albuera Mayor Rolando Espinosa Sr. and an inmate identified as Raul Yap while inside the Baybay Leyte Sub-Provincial Jail was an extrajudicial killing.
Maraming talagang bistado eh. Talagang ito ay extrajudicial killing ng itong pangkat na ito. Masyadong malakas ang ebidensya labas sa mga tao ito. Kamali sila dyan. Big time.
Even Senator Panfilo Lacson and Senator Franklin Drilon says that what happened was premeditated. The senator saw many loopholes on the part of the CIDG Region 8, from the lack of proper coordination to Regional Director Police Chief Superintendent Subtelmer Beltejar, who denied he was informed. Police Director General Benjamin Magalong says that it was also unusual to serve a search warrant inside the jail.
Considering po na high-profile target is a high-profile operation, ang protocol po namin dyan is that lahat po ng mga commanders, kasi meron po namin sinatawag po na commanders should always be informed. Siya po, being the regional chief of CIDG sa Region 8, is under the operational control of the regional director of Region 8.
Yun ang
the same manner
ko,
po,
yes,
yes, in the same manner po, na meron din po siyang director po na CIDG. Both personalities should have been informed beforehand. Even days po, nung nagplano na sila ng kanilang mga operation.
That is based on the rule.
Dapat po.
Okay, so they violated the rule here.
Yes, Your Honor.
The CIDG Region 8 raiding team includes Police Superintendent Marvin Marcos, Regional Chief whose relative is included in the Blue Book, Police Chief Inspector Leo Laraga, and Police Superintendent Santi Noel Gaspang Matira, who according to Lacson is also in the payout list of Espinosa. On the missing CCTV hard drive, Leyte Provincial Jail Warden Mr. Humubono Bardillon insisted that the CCTV was working. In fact, the jail guards saw the arrival of the CIDG team, but on the logbook, the CCTV was supposed to be under repair.
Nawang nangyari po doon, mayroong naglagay, close in parentheses, na under repair. Dalawa po yun, yung sa hard drive at saka yung isa. Hindi ko lang po maano yung...
Para lang malinawan, hindi kayo ang naglagay ng report na under repair at sinasabi ninyo na mismo kayo ang nakakapagsabi na ito ay gumagana nung mga panahon na yon dapat.
Yes,
Tama po. Okay.
Lacson says that whoever has a said hard drive must have already destroyed it. Medical Legal Police Chief Superintendent Benjamin Lara showed a slide presentation on the gunshot wounds which caused the death of Espinosa and of Yap. Laraga admitted that he was the one who killed the mayor.
Having said that, sino sa inyo ang bumaril kay Mayor Espinosa? Hindi po ako. Sino?
Good morning, sir. Ako po yung ang nakabaril po.
Ikaw nakabaril.
Apo.
The raiding team explained that they applied for the search warrant in Samar because they were aware of the personalities included in the Blue Book and that they were afraid that the information would leak. Albuera Chief of Police Inspector Jovi Espinido says that the mayor executed a signed affidavit and showed his pink book. He also mentioned 5 names included in the list. The 5 names were Vice Mayor of Baybay Leyte Michael Cari, Ormoc Mayor Richard Gomez, Leyte Governor Leopoldo Dominico Petilla, Leyte 3rd District Congressman Veloso, and Senator Leila de Lima, then DOJ Secretary, on the top list.
Paano mo na nalalaman at nakikita na si Ma'am de Lima nakita kayo sa Bornham, sa Baguio? Hindi lang siya nagsagot. Nagsagot din yung anak niya. Kami man doon, family, sir, nagpunta. Nag-convince na talagang marinig nila si Kerwin na nagsabi na nagbigay na may binigay kay ma'am na hindi lang sa ganun na
Magkano raw yung binigay?
sa affidavit lang ni Mayor Espinosa ni Kevin yung anak siya ang salaysay na ngayon 8 million ang binigay nung first makita sila.
Aside from the above-mentioned lapses, there were also inconsistencies in the sequence of events, like the time of call asking for Soko and the actual entry inside the jail facility, and the use of a bolt cutter. There was also a pending motion to transfer for Mayor Espinosa, but while waiting, he was given police security, 4 of which were the police officers who were disarmed and ordered by the CIDG to face the wall. Some of the evidences collected from the scene were a caliber Super 38 at Espinosa cell and a caliber 45 Colt at Yap cell. The CIDG raiding team were relieved from post. De Lima says that the remaining witnesses be given strict security so that the real person behind the illegal drug activity be unmasked.